Welcome into the Stanford Cardinal Dynasty as we have traveled to Idaho to face the Boise State Broncos, a battle which was expected to be one of the toughest for the Cardinal this season. If you look at this Broncos team with a zoomed out scope, you would imagine that wouldn't be the case, sitting 2-2, but look a little bit closer. A pretty good win here against Memphis, who spent time in the SEC. Dominated win against the FCS West Royals, and then a very close game against Georgia, 28-25. Another close game against Oregon, 35-29. If two different drives go the way of the Broncos, they are 4-0. This is a team that has a lot of special talent. Harlan Eagles, the redshirt senior out of Corvallis, Oregon, has 1,200 passing yards, 16 touchdowns to only 4 interceptions, hitting 66% of his throws. Rushing the ball, they're finding a lot of success. Montez, 3.5 yards a carry, 2 touchdowns. Eagles, the quarterback, does scramble a little bit, and they also have Splinter, running back 2, averaging 5 yards a carry. But arguably their most impressive player is Monty Godshaw, the true junior out of Aledo, Texas. With about 600 yards and 7 touchdowns, he averages near 150 yards a game. Past him, they spread the ball out a good bit. Junior Latulele, about 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. Torres, about $150 and 3. Webb has 100 and a touchdown, as well as their tight end, about 102 touchdowns. They get the running backs involved as well. And defensively, they are wrecking offensive lines. Nick Granger averaging a sack a game. Noel, 3 sacks in total this season. Steven with 2, 1.5 for Herman. Tag teaming with Orlando for 1. They're forcing a few interceptions as well, averaging 1 a game. And if you look at defensive team stats, they are consistently one of the best units. Meanwhile, we are slightly below average this year. In terms of passing yards allowed, they're number 5 in terms of best. Rushing yards, they are second best, only 266 yards. Point-wise, they sit about league average, a little bit higher than that. Sack-wise, they're top 6. Obviously, we talked about the interceptions. This is a very impressive defense. And offensively, they're just as impressive, top 4 in total yards. And there's only one team who has thrown more passing touchdowns than ourselves, and that is Boise State. We are currently tied with Oregon, San Jose State, and UCLA in that category. The big difference is how efficient the offenses are. Boise State in the bottom half. We are the only team with 100+ first downs, well above the next guy in Utah. And if we look nationally, we are still about 20 higher than the second best in UAB. Our offense is efficient, and we're going to need that today. We learned last week not to overlook an opponent, and this is a team you definitely cannot overlook. As we are underway, Mays with the boot. A pretty good one at that. Will be a touchback where the Broncos offense will hit the field. Harlan Eagles leading one of the top passing games. Good news for our Cardinal is we have a lot of talent in our secondary. And they will start with a play action, looking to go down the field here or break into the outside. Eagles will get contained. Great job, Thad Smith. Had a blocker out in front as well, who he was able to avoid. They'll still go as a good gain. And on second down, they pop up for the pass, converting the first down. They get to the 41. A lot of good guys to watch out for here with this Broncos team. Quick RPO pass, they get to the outside with the burst of speed. Latulele headed down the sideline, and he's got the touchdown. Broncos strike quickly, third play of the drive. And it was pure speed from Latulele. And that will just help them continue to separate at the top in terms of passing touchdowns, now with 17 on the season. Our offense will head out starting back at the 24. We'll see what this team can do. They have a pretty good defense as well. Got to match up to their good front 7, but how about Thompson? He breaks down the sideline himself and pick up an extra 3 or 4 through the tackle. A very strong response by the Cardinal coming off that touchdown play. Already plus side now with a bunch to the right-hand side. 2 deep safeties. They'll look for a short pass here. He finds Blouse, and he's got some space. We'll pick up another nice gain to about the 25. He's had a really strong season this year. 2 spread either side now. for Gordon Draft, who will look to throw to the outside. This time he finds Moses close to the first down marker. However, they're going to mark him just short. Sulai in at running back. As Draft keeps it, he's got an angle to the outside. If he could beat the defender, stretching, but they say no. Extremely close, marked down inches shy. As Thompson, the running back who started the drive, is stuffed. Thompson had a fantastic game last week. 4 touchdowns, 3 on the ground, 1 through the air. Coming out with a shotgun look motion. And now they'll look to flip it out to Thompson with a convoy in front, but what a play from the linebacker. Somehow he fights through the block. It forces a 3rd and goal, of which they keep, and Draft is short yet again. Boise State with a goal line stand. It brings out Ritter here at kicker as they flip it out. Not much space, but he's got the one-on-one, and it's through the hands of Gomez. Boise State with a goal line stand. And at one point, the Cardinal were just about an inch away. But a stacked up look here as they go the toss to the outside, trying to get some space and juking out and tripping over the down DT and Blair. A massive play despite only being about a 10-yard gain for the Broncos. They're now having a little bit of space behind them. Bringing the pressure, though. Kiki dives, comes up short. They're able to check it down, finding their tight end with another about gain of 12. Those are the plays you can't miss out on. That should have been a sack, putting them back inside the 5 instead. Eagles wearing number 5 has them to the 25. Another blitz, and getting to the outside again, outrunning Blair. It's going to be a foot race. Mark Huck will catch up to him. But Boise State going tempo here. They're in the plus side. Their offense is looking highly impressive to start this game. Play action, quick flip, and finding a small window to Latulele. This offense is looking extremely impressive. I know we keep talking about that, but such a hot start here for Boise State at home. They have motion. Fake it. Go with the handoff to the opposite way. Bad pursuit angle. Kiki will track him down about the 4. Just 2 carries, Montez. 54 yards and just 4 yards away from the end zone, trying to go up 2 scores. Can the Cardinal find their own goal line stand here? Quick flip on the jet sweep, and here comes Tuttle to help clean it up. There's 1 stop. They're going to need a couple more, and probably Boise State would go with a field goal. It would still achieve that 2-score lead if the Cardinal can force it. Another motion here, another quick flip. They go Latulele to the outside. Kiki meets him. They're still 5 yards away with a 3rd and goal, a tight shotgun look. They will look to throw, and the blitz hits home. Coming off the edge, 27. That's not a number we've seen much this year. That is Heggie. And he will end up getting that forced field goal attempt here. Lined up with the right upright. Perfect on the season, and that will remain the case. A 10-0 lead here for the Broncos. It could have very easily been a 7-3, 7-7 game. Not the case. Offense taking the field here. Their second drive. They need to get the ball in the end zone. Ball pops out. It's still down. And eventually, Boise State will recover their linebacker as Thompson coughed up the ball. He took a big hit. We might have to double check to see if it is confirmed a fumble. But going to the break, the booth will take a look. First quarter comes to an end, and right now it is all Boise State. They just forced a fumble. They're currently up by 10, set to widen that lead as they start at the 23. As the second quarter officially begins, it is confirmed a fumble by Thompson. Looking to hand it off, Montez down the middle is stuffed. Cassius Sampson will get credit with that stop, but they need some big plays here from the defensive side. A turnover of their own would be huge as Tim Easy, a man who's done it all season long, gets another pick. That will be the 5th on the year for Eagles, right when the Cardinal were extremely desperate for it. That keeps this one still a manageable game for the Cardinal, only down by 10. They hit the field at the 20. It's 2 high safeties. Blouse gets a step on the outside, and Draft puts it on him. 30, 20, 10, 5. Blouse strikes again. The Stanford Cardinal have found him in the end zone an average of 1 time per game this season. A phenomenal senior year for wide receiver 1 here of the Cardinal. And you could give Tim Easy the assist on it as well, as it's the 16 where the Boise State Broncos will start. More play action as everyone's covered, but leaking out of the backfield goes Montez as he's close to the midfield line, pushed out about the 48. They will go tempo from there. There's just been so many big plays here for Boise State. Only one so far from our defense, though, that did keep us in this game. They go with motion, jet sweep, number 15 getting in, and great blocks downfield. He's sprung, spinning off a tackle. Kiki will finally track him down at about the 20. The Cardinal have got to find a way to limit these big plays as they've just come one after the other. You don't need highly efficient offenses when you keep hitting this big. Good stop there on Montez. Bo Schlegel and Mark Cook will get credit with the stop. More motion here as they will go with a fake jet sweep. Montez to the opposite side. Plenty of speed and back to a 10-point lead. This Cardinal defense, as we saw with the stats, have not been great this year, and they're not looking good here today. It's quite clear that some changes will have to be made defensively, but as for now, the offense, they're just going to have to try to keep up. 17-7, Thompson with some more running space, and this time he holds on to it. And now we're seeing tempo coming in from the Cardinal offense. They've ran it a couple times this way this year, not too often. As they will look to throw, short little dump off across the middle, they find George Ball, who will turn it into a first down. Favorable spotting that time. They didn't get that the first time we were out here. As it looks like Draft is still making a couple changes over there. Bunch stays to the right-hand side. Letting this one develop. Throws out again. He finds Ball. Threw that one under some heavy pressure. They're into plus side. And Draft looks to keep it. Good blocks to the outside. Not going to get that last one with Osgood. And a gain of 5 on first down. Can't complain about it. Bunch now to the left-hand side. Sulai in at running back. 2 deep safeties. They've got a one-on-one as they're going downfield. The ball, it's tipped away. A back of the end zone kind of play. They nearly found it. Instead, 3rd and 5. Hard count, no one jumps. Draft checking some things here. Getting a call from the sideline. They've got to pick up 5 yards. As he will step up, do it with his legs, looks to bounce it, cutting back again, opposite way. He was just weaving against the grain back and forth. It was as a big gain for the Cardinal as they're inside the red zone here. Quick flip, it's out to Gomez, a first down catch. And once again, they have a goal-to-go situation. Thompson in the backfield as well as Gomez. Moses in motion. They're going to fake it to him. It's the quarterback counter, and Draft is down to about the 2. They don't really run a traditional goal line form. A lot from this look, a couple others. 2nd and goal, now motion the opposite way. As they look to set up a pass here to Thompson, cutting underneath the blocks, and he's into the end zone. That's now 5 touchdowns for him in just 2 weeks of play. A really big senior season for him as well. The Cardinal offense continue their battle in this game, trying to keep up with Boise State. But they make it 17-14, but back over to the Broncos. They'll start just inside the 20. Handing this one off Montez. And a short gain this time. It just seems like there's no in between. It's either a short gain about 2 or so or a massive gain of 40 plus. 2nd and 8. They get motion right-hand side as they go with the fake to the jet sweep and right back down the middle. Montez not seeing a good enough push up front here from the Cardinal. And if they're to find their way to get ahead in this game, they're either going to need a turnover again from this defense or getting a stop. Run to the outside, Kiki, he is all over it. Will go as a loss of 4. Montez, the runner, he's been the primary back here today. More spread look and a great play, Cassius Sampson. He absolutely stuffed him on that one. Takes us inside the 2-minute break. A 3rd and 17. They hand it off to Montez. He's hit some big ones today. The Cardinal finally get that stop on defense. They call a timeout to save some time on offense. They've got 1:46, starting back at the 37. Again, 2 high safeties for the Broncos. Throwing underneath, they find George Ball, his 3rd catch of the day, and will get the Cardinal just by the midfield line, about the 47 or so. And they'll go with tempo. Sticking with a tight look here. And again, going with the underneath, not able to get the ball out cleanly. Looked like Draft was trying to find Gomez on the drag. Leaves it 2nd and 10. 2 spread either side. Boise State still keeping those safeties downfield, and pressure getting back. Their ball comes up random. He might have been looking for Sulai out of the backfield, but he struggled to get through the line. It's 3rd and 10 here. Trips go to the right-hand side, Moses to the left. They bring the blitz, leaving the middle wide open, and through the hands of the freshman in Roland. A big opportunity missed by the Cardinal. Mays will do a solid job, though, on the punt, downing them inside the 10. Cardinal bring the blitz here. Eagle quickly to get out there, and no one left to contain. He finally slides down at the 30. Goes as about a gain of 20, and timeout called by the Broncos. He has truly played a phenomenal first half here, trying to finish strong. We got 1 minute and 11 seconds with a quick throw, and chopping out the tight end is Thad Smith. Broncos have really only made one mistake today. That was the Tim Easy interception. Another short little check down, but picking up the first down, that will stop the clock as they get the formation reset here. Or they could call their timeout. That works too. The Broncos are up to the 40 now. 36 seconds remaining. They've got 1 timeout. With a throw right down the middle, and Tim Easy breaks it up. A great play from first-year starter on the outside at corner, leading the team in interceptions. 2nd and 10. 4-man rush, and bouncing to the outside quickly, Eagles. Sliding with Ty Holly there. Final timeout is called for the Broncos. And they will just let this one run on into halftime. Defense picks up a couple key stops there late, keeping this game close. 17-14. And we need the defense to continue building that momentum. Offense has done a pretty good job of keeping up. In fact, all their drives should have been point enders. We went with the aggressive call, the fake on the field goal. It didn't pan out. Boise State capitalized on it. A lot of time still left in this one. If we could keep hitting some big plays as we did to Blouse, and a lot of just methodical first downs down the middle, keep the offense clean, we can find our way back in front here in Boise. Well, the good news for our Cardinals, they'll have a chance right out the gate, starting the second half with possession. Thompson, the running back. As he goes down the middle, he'll pick up 2. Cardinal found a lot of success passing the ball to the running back last week. Haven't seen that much here today. With a 2nd and 8, they're at the 27, making a couple changes. And it looks like they're going to go out to Salai on a screen. And he plows through 2 defenders, hops over another, and picks up the first down. They've got to find a way to keep him well involved. A lot of weapons on this offense. As they go Thompson, right-hand side, a truck stick for him. Trucks through another and picks up about 9.5. Big plays to start here for the Cardinal. A more powerful form, if you will. As they go with a quick throw, it's out to Sulai. Gets the blocks down the sideline. Another good chunk for the Cardinal. They're going right after the plays that they did not find in that first half. Motion on the left-hand side is Moses. Looking to the right-hand side, they find Gomez, who cuts up, shakes one, and keeps rolling. Gonna pick up about a gain of 20. Takes the Cardinal inside the red zone, just inside the 15. Of course, he won best tight end last year. They haven't seen too much from him this year. Open is Sulai, ball a little bit behind, but he's got the touchdown. Back-to-back weeks with a receiving touchdown, and Larry Sulai, courtesy of Gordon Draft, gets the Cardinal in front here, 21-17, to polish off their first drive of the second half. And with that kind of fire coming out of halftime, I'm sure Coach Barrington said a thing or two in that locker room. They start at the 21, handing it off to the running back, and he's stuffed. Ty Holly takes him out through the tight end. That's arguably even more impressive, as just last year he was a backup corner. Now he's out there making plays as a safety. With a 2nd and 11, they counted a loss of 1. Fake the jet sweep, trying to get him to the outside, and they will find it again. Poor angles coming from the safety. Mark Huck, the only man with speed enough to catch him, and he pushes him out at the 2. They ran that play several times, and it's just getting everyone to flow the opposite way of the run, and it's working out. As they might try something similar here, or no, they do go with a jet sweep, and the blocking is set up perfect. Latulele gets Boise State back on top, and still some work to do here for the Cardinal defense. It's all window dressing for Boise State. The misdirections. Cardinal defense just have to make them play honest. Offense back here at the 25 as they hand off 2-5, a gain of 2. A lot of similarities there in those numbers. At the 27, 2 high safeties again here for Boise State. 2 spread for the Cardinal offense. As draft, he's under pressure and he can't shake the DT. R.J. Noel through Enrique Heath, one of the 3 All-Americans on the offensive line here. As they go with play action, and he's back again. Another quick sack, 2 for him, and it ends the drive. Boise State still on top. Overall, just a phenomenal game, back and forth here. Boise State starts at the 43. As they again try to get it to the outside, and another burst of speed. Montez, he's making this front 7 look silly. And it's basically the same group that they had last year, and this was a top-tier defense. So some weird things happening here. Boise State, they did their film, but a pick by Kevin Salmon, first of his career, as they went for another deep ball. That seems to be the weakness today for Eagles. As his offense has been soaring, this time they get caught in a net. Once again, it's at a point where the game could break open for the Broncos. Cardinal defense, they make the big play. As it looks like Draft is making a couple changes here, trying to get something lined up. And he might have it down the field for Draft, and it's just not a good enough throw. Needed that one out there quickly and to the outside. Instead, he lofted it, and it had a little bit more to the inside. He'll look to run this time. Spins out the linebacker. Will pick up a short gain. They're still looking for a conversion here on 3rd. Hard count, and they get the left edge man to jump early. That will make this far more manageable for the Cardinal. Now just about a yard away. And they come out with their goal line type of set here. Blouse loan to the right-hand side. He's going to come in motion. They're going to fake it to him, pick up 1 block, but the linebacker flow is just too good. Josh Viziano. But Barrington is staying aggressive. The offense still out on the field. They're inside their own 30. Hard count, no one jumps. They snap it, and Thompson, he picks up the first down, about a gain of 3 or 4, and they're going to go hurry up off of it. Trying to catch this Broncos defense a little bit flat-footed. They thought they were getting off the field here. Letting this one develop. Finally gets rid of it as he takes the hit, and it finds the running back. Will be a short gain. They'll take that rather than a incomplete pass or a potential turnover even. Ball in motion. Now he's going to get the jet sweep. Bounces it to the outside. He's got the first down and an extra 5 added on. Probably one of his most productive games so far. As they're at the 46, Thompson, the running back, he'll look to get the carry. Down the middle, Viziano there. He's had a pretty big impact in this game. They're going to check in Sulai with 2nd and 7. Should be the final play of the quarter. As they look his way on the screen, and 27 makes a great play to take this one to the 4th quarter. It's been a great back and forth, and right now Broncos currently lead our Stanford Cardinal, ranked 4. They're going to have to find some big plays to maintain that spot, or potentially not even drop too much more. 3rd and 8 as we start the 4th quarter. Draft looks to make some changes here. Moses and Gomez switch. Sulai goes to the left-hand side. As he passes across the middle, it's through the hands of Ball. A bad drop. He's had a few this season, but again, offense is staying out here. 4th and 8. Hard count will be a free play here for the Cardinal. And Draft will just step up, picking up the first down. He runs through a defender. But he really has been great this year on those free plays. A single high safety here as he probably sees the press coverage on the outside with Moses, who gets the release. It's out. Moses for the lead. Stanford Cardinal hit the deep ball yet again. They've had at least 2 of those here today. 1 to Blouse, 1 to Moses. And they're back in front here in the 4th quarter. This is exactly the kind of game that we thought we would see at the beginning of the season. Back and forth, a tight battle here, 28-24, 8:37 and counting. As this time they do go with a jet sweep, finding some space and breaking tackles. Cardinal have been a little bit lackluster in that category. It's creating a lot of extra yards here for the Broncos. They're at the 35, more motion receiver all the way across. Cardinal, they bit on the outside. A great play set up. That motion has typically led to a stretch to the outside. This time they hit the little dive down the middle, picking up a gain of 8. RPO and Eagles, he's got some speed. He beats Salmon, headed down the hash. Holly took a bad angle, and the Broncos quickly retake the lead here in Boise. It's just a shootout between two high-powered offenses. The defenses have not shown up today. And it seems pretty clear that at some point in this game, if something's going to change, one of these teams are going to have to change. We'll see if Coach Barrington has an idea for that. Thompson takes the handoff. And opposite to the Cardinal defense, the Broncos were not letting him lose. 2nd and 8. Sulai back in. Go his way on the screen. Picking up a couple blocks. He's got the first down. Getting up to about the 35. And there is a slight change we are seeing here from Coach Barrington. They're now taking their time offensively. Play clock down inside 5. Handing the ball off to Thompson. Down the middle, he's going to pick up a gain of 8. Seems like they're trying to change the tempo here and gain control of this game, as clearly their defense has not done that today. Sulai back in motion into the backfield. Ran this play earlier. They go his way again. Picking up a pair of big blocks. 2 from Gomez. Sprinting down the sideline, and he's pushed out at about the 15. Another big play via the pass for Larry Sulai. While they are clearly trying to run some clock, they're not going to miss out on a big play like that. Thompson in here at running back. Draft, he's actually going to come in motion. Faking it to him. Thompson will keep it down the middle. He picks up 4. Bringing out a couple new looks here, trying to keep the defense honest, perhaps. 2nd and 6. More motion goes the quarterback. They hand this one off to Sulai, and there's not much space. 3rd and 7 for the Stanford Cardinal. In field goal range would tie this game. We're also approaching the 3.5-minute mark. Letting a bunch of time come off the clock in this drive. And Draft, he's having to bail around, find somewhere to go, but he can't get rid of it. He had receivers to the left. Casey Herman gets the stop. And it's Ritter out here to try to tie this game. And he does not hit it true. Kept it well to the left. That's 2 drives for the Cardinal inside the red zone that come up empty-handed. After taking a bunch of time off the clock as well, that was something Coach Barrington could not afford. At the 20 here, Eagles just scored on the last drive. And this time again, they go with the handoff right down the middle. And Montez, with speed, will carry the Broncos to a late 2-score lead. Markuk's speed could not get back in time. Broncos hit again on the misdirection. Now with less than 3 minutes to go, the Cardinal have to find 2 touchdowns to put this one in their favor. They will start with a play action. And under pressure, it's going to be a sack. Broncos, they rushed 1 extra man, and it appeared to be enough. 2nd and 18. They're sitting with their deep coverage as well. Letting this one develop, and another rusher. They only rushed 4. The offensive line like a rotating door to start this drive. It's 3rd and 27. They'll snap the ball just before. And it's going to be another sack. 2-minute warning hits. Draft double clutched it, and it is 4th and game essentially here with a 4th and 34 at the 1-yard line. Offensive line will have to hold up here to let something happen. As they look down the field, it's Roland, and it's in and out of his hands. And with that, the Broncos can go ahead and end this game just a yard away from the end zone. Montez has had a phenomenal game today. They look his way, and there is the 3-score lead. Broncos open up things late as 2 bad red zone appearances for the Cardinal ultimately are the dagger in themselves. The Broncos just played a phenomenal game out there and walk away with a much wider margin of victory than what this game really was until late on here. But Montez, an absolutely fantastic game. 278 rushing yards and 3 touchdowns, all of which was coming on those mixed directions. They had Latulele, or one of the other receivers, motion over, ran the opposite way. The defense did not sit home and make the tackle. They just looked lost out there. The offense, a valiant effort to try to keep up, a couple mistakes on their own part kept them short of doing so. At least good news is we are starting to land some recruits, and we do get Jamie Emanuel, the Green Bay, Wisconsin 5-star center. A little bit of a reward from a poor showing. That luckily also did not push off Jonathan Dugan, the Montvale, New Jersey 5-star athlete listed as a potential tight end. We'll see where he best fits. We also land Ty Ekiyor, another 5-star out of Chesapeake, Virginia, listed right end. But it was enough to convince the #1 left guard in the country to commit to Florida State instead, as we did not have a good performance out there. The offensive line did not look good to finish off, and potentially that was why he chose not to come here. Additionally, we also had one of the 4-star gems we were looking at in Eric Poe commit to Wisconsin. So we lose 2 offensive linemen this week. Good news is there's still plenty more of them on our board. And also pretty luckily for us, that loss did not hurt us as much as it could have. We dropped from 4 down to 10. Boise State was unranked. They were previously ranked, so somehow the committee knew that they actually are a pretty good team. They do, however, jump all the way up from being unranked to 21, so they're back into the top 25. And that was a game for them that could really change the course of their season. We will have to look to respond as well to course correct our season, and we'll dive into that a little bit shortly, as we did drop down here in terms of Pac-12 conference standings, as we have lost a game. USC, Cal, and BYU, they've only played one game. They've won those. Utah and Oregon are 2-0, so we are chasing in conference. But as we talked about today at the beginning, our defense has not been good this year. In fact, they are the 2nd worst in the Pac-12. We've given up about 2,000 yards. Total yards, passing, we are 4th worst in. Rushing, we are the worst rush defense, especially after we just gave up about 250 yards to one player today. So we've got to do something on defense. As it stands right now, if we are not getting sacks, our defense is not performing. So who does that really point the blame on? As for the DTs, Blair and Augustine have been getting the primary starts. We have not had as many snaps from Brian Paschal. We changed that today, and he was one of the main guys out there. They didn't necessarily help us out, so we still might need to see a better rotation here at DT. Maybe that'll do something. But the linebacker spot, we have extremely highly rated players. Kiki Harulahu is a 90 overall with the coaching boost 95. And he's just not making that big of plays out there. He's literally dropped interceptions that have gone off of his face. Middle linebacker James Tuttle, he doesn't see the field that much. He's an 87, 92 with the boost. He also hasn't made plays while out there. And right outside linebacker Thad Smith, he's highly athletic. He can make some hits, but he hasn't done great in coverage. So we might need to rotate these linebackers and find someone who's going to make some plays, because they did not today, and Montez exposed us. But that'll be a test for next time as we go on the road yet again, this time facing another rival in Notre Dame. They are 1-3, and we've learned very well this year. You cannot overlook a team based on their record. We did that against San Jose State. We nearly got trapped to them, and we almost did that with Boise State. Luckily, we learned a little bit. We knew that they would play well, but we just didn't come ready to play. We've lost a game. We didn't play well the week before. We've got to bounce back next time against Notre Dame. So make sure you stick around and see if we can bounce back. Hit that bell icon on the bottom right, or scroll down, hit the sub button, and definitely tap that bell icon so you're notified of when these videos go live. This series every single Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We still have a big game to go this week, and hopefully our linebackers do decide to step up against the Fighting Irish.